Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a video on hair extensions, basically just comparing two different gram sets for you guys. And as you can guess, they are the luxury for princess extensions. Now, obviously I need to put a disclaimer out there before anybody watches the video any further that I'm not being paid by this company. I'm not making any sort of profit by putting this video out. This is simply just an informative video for those of you who just pretty much do not know the difference between the two thickest set of extensions that they have. Basically just telling you the differences, telling you the pros, telling you the cons, letting you know what is more worth it and which gram set is definitely geared more towards your type of hair and kind of how to tell between the difference. I always get 100 million, well not 100 million, but I always get a lot of questions basically asking the difference between the 220 gram set and the 260 because I've had both of those sets. So like I said, this is simply just an informative video to let those of you know who don't know all that information. So that is it. Okay, so basically the two sets of extensions that I'm comparing is so I have my computer pulled up just so I get the names of them right because I don't want to give you any wrong information. I'm just on the website so you guys can get all this information yourselves if you want. The 220 gram set is the Princess Super Deluxe set. The 220 gram set, just like the other sets, are 22 inches. Now you can definitely cut them. I think that's why they make the hair so long, is basically you'll have the option to either keep it long or you can add the layers, you can make it shorter if you want, so you can really customize it to your own head. That sounds so weird, but you can. The 220 gram set is the best selling set and it's suitable for normal to thick hair. If you have thick hair, the 220 gram set will definitely be fine for you. If you cannot afford to kind of go that extra mile and spend the extra money on the 260 gram set, the 220 gram set is definitely thick. I've had it in my head, I've worn it for months, it's super thick and it's fine on thick hair. So if you do have, like I said, normal to thick hair, the 220 gram set is going to be perfectly fine for you. It's going to blend into your hair. Just because it's not the thickest one that they have does not mean it is not thick and voluminous, and it has so much hair in it. I was fine with the 220 gram set. They were nice enough to send me the 260 gram set, so I was able to try out both of them, and that's why I feel comfortable giving you guys a kind of comparison, because I do have both of them. I have worn both of them for about 2 months each at a time, so I definitely know what I'm talking about. I am not just being given this information or anything like that. This is my own personal experience with these. The 220 was so thick, even if I didn't wear all 10 pieces, my hair was still thick and long and it was perfect. So having said all of that about the 220, now let me talk about the 260 gram set. The Princess Glamorous 260 gram set is also 22 inches, but it does have more hair, which in turn makes it thicker. The Princess Glamorous hair set, which is the 260, is obviously suitable for thicker hair. I do have normal hair. My hair is not thick. It is not super thin, so I guess I do kind of have the more normal hair. I can get away with wearing the whole entire set. I do have to be careful because sometimes, since my hair isn't super thick, you can definitely see the wefts and everything, but as long as I'm careful and know what I'm doing, then I can clip them in fine. I can have the whole set in and it is volume, it is big hair, and it is beautiful. So the 260 gram set only comes with 7 pieces. The other sets come with 10. The reason why this hair is so thick is because it's double drawn, and basically what that means is that it's thick from the root to the tip. It is not thick at top and then once it gets down here it gets kind of frayed. It's not like that at all. These extensions are so thick from the root to tip, and I think that's what's most important, because a lot of times that's how your hair can kind of look really super ratty and just not nice when your extensions start to fray at the end. But it does all depend on how well you take care of the hair, because if you're just throwing it around, not brushing it properly, then of course the ends are gonna fray, and we don't want that. So we want to just be super careful with the way that we're treating our hair, because just like ourselves, the better we treat ourselves, the longer we're gonna live. It's the same concept with the extensions. As long as you're treating them the way that you should be and you're taking care of them the way that they should be taken care of, they're gonna last the longest that they possibly can. Now these extensions usually last between 4 to 8 months. It can last 3 months if you're gonna take care of them like they're crap, or they can last probably up to a year I would say maybe like 9 months to a year, depending on how well you treat them. Obviously, if we're spending money on something, we want to treat it the best that we can so we can have it the longest that we can. So I was debating on whether or not I should kind of put the hair in to show you guys, but I feel like that wouldn't really help, because since the 220 gram and the 260 gram is only a 40 gram difference, not that it's not a huge difference, but I feel like on camera you kind of really wouldn't even be able to tell the difference because they're both super thick anyway. My advice to you guys is, if you have the money to spare on the 260 gram set, I would 100% recommend it. Also, if your hair is not super thick as to where you can fit all 7 pieces of the 260 in, you can still buy the 260 and split the pack in half. That way you can kind of get like almost 2 years out of it by wearing the one pack for 4 to 8 months, and that way it'll only be about 3 or 4 pieces that you put in your hair at a time, and that way it'll, since the actual hair, since the actual clip is double drawn, the hair is super thick, so that will in turn make your hair appear thicker without having so much weight on it, since your hair is actually very thin. And that way, once that 8 months comes where that hair you feel like it's kind of getting a little old and you want a refresher, you don't have to spend another $100 to $200 on a set, because you already have that extra half that you put away and saved from the 260. That is a very smart idea to do. If I had thin hair, that's what I would do. I would spend the money now while I had it, and that way I could put away half of the extensions for in like 4 to 8 months. Sorry, I keep getting confused. 4 to 8 months, and basically I would be able to just use it that way. Again, I have medium hair and I wore the 220 gram set and I still got just as many compliments as I do with the 260. I do not like one more than the other. I guess now that I've been wearing the 260 gram set a little bit more, I definitely am used to that amount of hair now. So if I did put the 220 in, it would obviously be a little bit different, but still the hair is just beautiful. So you guys can definitely go to the website. Of course, I will link it below. That way you can kind of see all the different colors that they have, and you can also read up on the differences yourself. Now, like I said, since you really wouldn't be able to see a difference in the video, definitely go to the Instagram, which I will also link below. That way you can see they have so many pictures, hundreds and hundreds of pictures of the 220 gram and of the 260 gram and others as well. In terms of shedding, there is none. In terms of damage, it is very hard to damage these unless you're trying. They're just a very good quality, amazing quality, which is why they're not going to damage as easily as a lot of other brands would. So many people ask me if these shed, because other big companies, the hair has been shedding a lot, and a lot of you have been asking me that on my Instagram. You ask questions, and on YouTube you ask questions. I get messages constantly. No, these do not shed. Of course, with any extensions, obviously if it's not part of your head as you're brushing it, hair is going to come out. That happens to our natural hair as well. I know it happens to mine constantly when I brush my hair. It's just not to the point where you brush it and you're like, oh my god, look at all this hair that has fallen out. It's not like that at all. And as far as tangling goes, again, 0. But they do not tangle. I don't feel like I'm constantly going like, ah, like stop tangling. It's not like that at all. They don't tangle, they don't shed. It's very hard to damage these. When you have something that's good quality, it's gonna stay good quality. I just really hope that this video kind of helped you guys. I really hope that this video did help you guys and gave you some information that maybe you did not know or that you were unsure of. Just to kind of recap, the 220 set comes with 10 pieces. The 260 gram comes with 7 pieces. The 220 gram set is obviously 220 grams of hair, and the 260 is 260 grams of hair. I think some people kind of get confused as to why they're called that, but it's just they just go by the gram so that you know the weight of their hair. The hair is double drawn, so it is thick from root to tip, does not get frayed at the ends. They are both 22 inches. So all in all, you can kind of tell that they're very similar. The only difference is the thickness. So I guess that's all for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy it and learn something new. So just make sure that you are subscribed to my channel if you are not already. That way you know when I do upload a new video and you don't miss out on anything. And also you can follow me on my social media. I will link my Instagram so you guys can see that. And I will see you guys soon.